Good evening and welcome into a breezy day at Washington Wellness Field. You're listening live to Washington Demon Girls Soccer, presented by Washington County Hospital and Clinics, a top 20 critical access hospital in the nation. The Demons riding a 2-game winning streak, which has climbed them up to third in Southeast Conference play, with a chance to make another significant statement against the team tied for first, welcoming the Burlington Greyhounds. This is the Fairway Meat and Grocery pregame show. Player availability and even some referee availability. We are going to have a match this evening. Take the field as well, and so should be a fun one and a chance for Washington to get a real momentum, furthering momentum boosting victory with a matchup against a very, very good Greyhounds team. My name is Jack Knowlton. You're looking in live at the broadcast setup here. We're a little bit sheltered with the breezes with both teams are going to have to deal with as we get set for kickoff. Burlington coming in hot. They have not lost in Southeast Conference play, but Washington fresh off of 2 wins on the bounce over Keokuk and Mount Pleasant. Those wins fueled by Jossie Carter. Jossie Carter has scored in the last 2 games, including 2 against Mount Pleasant, scored against Keokuk as well. Move her ahead in goals this will be a big part starting for Washington, which gets things underway here. Carter doubling her shot total from 11 to 21, by the way, in that stretch. And those 3 goals in 2 matches, she will be one to watch. So we're underway between Burlington and Washington. Greyhounds, like I said, coming in undefeated, 6-1-2 overall on the season, so just 1 loss to their name. Coach Jacob Falls retaining a very, very good team. Fresh off a 9-1 win over Fairfield. Washington certainly defensively will be hoping to avoid a defeat of that magnitude, but given their form, I wouldn't expect it. Early opportunity rolls toward Aaliyah Medley in net for Washington. She sends this one long. Washington moving from left to right. Wind kind of blowing directly at both teams. Not sure who will be really favored with it, but it certainly will be something to deal with. The elements playing a factor as they often do. Ref just clarifying whose throw-in it is here. Burlington's throw. Cut out here by the Demons. Chance to maybe spring forward on their first attack. Like I said, a Washington team very much in form, playing that 4-2-3-1 formation under Coach Mason Quigley. And with 2 wins to their name, moved up the standings in Southeast Conference play. A very competitive season so far in Burlington, right there at the top. So this would be a chance to make an absolute statement. The Greyhounds have plenty of talent. Scored 70 goals last season, already up at 30 this year, which is second in the conference. Washington haven't been too far behind. I mentioned Jossie Carter. She's at 5 goals this season, 3 of which coming in those last 2 games, like I mentioned. Burlington bring it forward down this right-hand side. Chance to spring it forward for Hunter Pender. Talented striker from Burlington. We'll have more on her. Washington win it back, though. Opportunity there maybe to break. Burlington trying to retain possession in that back line, dealing with that 4-2-3-1 formation. Kind of allows Washington to have 2 wide players, kind of a central midfielder also dedicated to attacking and creating along with that central striker, so can put plenty of pressure on the back line should they choose to. They'll bring it forward here down the right-hand side. It's Carter. Carter past one. Tries to play it in and does. The shot comes in. It's a little bit scuffed and handled in the end easily. Burlington's used her along with Treya Pender. Where's number 25? Pender has 6 starts this year. Pender actually ranks 4th in the SEC with 24, but going with the young keeper in net for this one, the Greyhounds. Here's Luna Cuevas on the ball now for Washington. And foul the Greyhound there. It'll be a free kick toward Burlington. They'll play that long. Mentioned this is a really good Burlington team. So they get it forward. That'll go all the way back to Medley in net for Washington. Very good Burlington team. Lost 40 of its 70 goals from last season, but has retained plenty of talent. They had Josephine Blazic last year. 20 big shoes to fill. From a year ago, so she's gone, but Burlington has not slowed. Beated in Southeast Conference play, so a chance at home for Washington to make a statement here, but it's Burlington coming down the left-hand side here. Aaliyah Snyder, chance to cross it in, but scuffs that one. It'll be a harmless goal kick for Medley. Snyder, a junior, making her 6th start of the year. Played 8, had a couple of reschedules. Trying to play through the middle on Pender. She's ruled offsides. Several have had just 2 officials. Obviously nice for both teams to have 3. See how high of a line each defense plays to try and catch the other offsides. That ball is played long. Cuevas to get to it, but it'll go out for a throw. Olivia Engstrom, the sophomore defender, starting her 10th game. Relied on members. That one retained in the middle by Washington, out wide. Hard hit to the head of Lily Newell. She's all right. There'll be a drop ball. So possession will go back to Burlington. Newell, a junior, has also started every game for the Greyhounds. Cuevas keeps that in. Snyder tries to switch it. Washington trying to bring it down near midfield. Both teams sort of feeling each other out through these opening 7.5 minutes here. But that ball's played forward. Potentially a chance, and Medley was out to get it well. Aaliyah Medley, the junior, started 8 games for this Washington team. Relied on goalkeepers. She's 3rd in the SEC in saves with 27. She has been big, and she has to deal with another one here. And that shot skims wide of the right post there. Came in, I believe, from Engstrom there, who is up. Did score in Burlington's last match. So did a lot of players. They beat Fairfield 9-1, and they're back on it here. Driving forward with are the Greyhounds. Chance to cross. Blocked by the first defender. Washington can clear. They're able to potentially attack down this left-hand side. Burlington still have to deal with this. Ball played forward. Medley will come and collect that one. See how both teams use the long ball I mentioned with the win. That was a good one by Medley there to get it up to the central striker. Nice move there. Luna Cuevas out wide. Cross comes in and that's blocked. That was Carter bringing it down, who I mentioned is in really, really good form. Looks to be playing, can play both the midfield and forward positions. Looks to be playing up top today. Kind of that lone striker, can be a target option like she was there for that goal kick. She's back on it here. That one cleared away, though. Brought down there by Kiara Winsky. She can play it forward. Pender will get on this. That ball takes a deflection. Nice challenge there by the Demons. Isabel Murphy, the captain back there. Started every game in her junior season. Started 9 times as a sophomore. One of the captains for this Demons team. But it's Burlington with their first corner of the game. Demons, 46th corner on the year. They are first in the SEC. They generate a lot of set pieces. This one swung into the middle of the box, knotted down. Not dealt with yet for Washington. Chance to recycle, and that one's floated over Medley's goal. It'll be a goal kick for her. These two teams have played previously at Burlington. The Greyhounds won that one 4-0. Hunter Pender, who's up top for the Greyhounds, scored twice in that game. Aaliyah Snyder's playing out wide, had a goal as well, as did Alyssa Burchett. Medley in net for Washington had 10 saves in that game. So Burlington has maintained their form. Washington has been on the upswing since that game and challenging the Greyhounds decently well so far here, at least defensively. Inside 29 minutes to play in the first half. That one will trickle back to Medley. Medley looking to go long. That one settled by Isabella Ziegler in midfield for Burlington. One back by Washington. Lily Newell trying to possess it for the Greyhounds. Long ball played forward is blocked. Second bite at it, no go. Chance for Washington to potentially counter here. That one played out wide, but blocked out well by Burlington. Cuevas and Carter were both up there. That one kept in bounds, though, well. Carter can get on it, or Cuevas, excuse me, can get on it here. Looking for Carter. That one's intercepted. Ziegler back for Brooklyn Sparrow. Out wide, Kingsley Miller. Cuts back. Nice ball forward there by Miller. But Medley once again right on it for Washington. Medley, we've seen her all season long use her instincts really well on some of those through balls. Not taking any chances, just trying to be first to it. That one skips out wide for Cuevas. Trying to get on here, jostling with Lily Newell, the midfield captain for Burlington, and she'll win that throw for her side. Newell plays it forward. Hannah Stott. Nice ball there forward. Pender can get on this one. Left wing, it's Hunter Pender. Tries to roll across. It gets past one defender. The shot comes in, and it's in. And Kiara Winsky strikes first for the Greyhounds. It wasn't the best of crosses from Pender, who drifted over to that left wing. But the low cross just got in between the legs of a couple of Washington players. And Winsky smartly stays with it and gets her 7th goal of the season. She was tied for 4th in the SEC with 6 coming in. She was a threat up top for the Greyhounds, and she gets them on the board first. With just under 27 minutes to play The Demons 1-0 down here. So Washington trying to respond. But an early strike here for the Demons. Or for the Greyhounds, excuse me. They're back on it here down this left wing. That channel has been the early threatening one. Burchett trying to get on this one near the top of the box. Plays it back for Pender. Low cross isn't dealt with. Still bouncing in the box. Chance for Ziegler to get on this one. Still bouncing around, and Washington can just thump it away. It's like Cuevas potentially back there defending. That ball played forward this time down the right wing. Another chance to potentially cross, but that one's just dealt with. Ball played back in. Touchdown to the top of the box for Burlington. Chance for another strike toward goal, and it's another one for the Greyhounds. And a spectacular effort from outside the box. What a strike. I believe that was Newell who hit it. And all of a sudden, just like that, it's a 2-goal advantage for Burlington, which has snatched the momentum here in the first 15 minutes of this one. Washington in early trouble, has not had nearly the chances that Burlington has managed to create, and that was just an emphatic strike. Again, I believe it was Newell on it. If it was, that was her 3rd goal of the year, and Washington needs answers desperately. Burlington all over the final third early. Trying to attack again. That one played forward, intercepted well, though, for Washington. Newell, the junior midfielder, also has 3 assists on the year. This Burlington team, like I said, loaded with goal scorers across the board. Newell in exceptional form in particular. She had 2 goals and 2 assists in that 9-1 win over Fairfield. So not surprising that she is brimming with confidence and can take one from outside of the box like that. But that one not dealt with there by the Greyhounds. Cuevas trying to get on this. Knocked off the ball, though, by Engstrom. Winsky trying to cut through a couple of defenders near the midfield there. That ball played forward. Cuevas trying to get around. Newell back there. Ball played forward. It's blocked, but Pender sticks with it. Nice ball forward here. A chance for a third potentially for Burlington. It hits the post, and it's in again. And the Greyhounds are rolling in the opening few minutes here. This is very dangerous territory. I mentioned it was a 4-0 loss for Washington in the first game, and it is already 3 for the Greyhounds, brimming with form. And it is extremely dangerous territory. Burlington really, really sound in attack so far, I have to say. Just all over the place. Washington hasn't had really a sniff at goal yet. Burlington just continuing to pour it on here. They are first in the SEC for a reason. Second in scoring, might be able to jump up to first if things continue here. They get forward again. Burchett, the talented freshman, trying to cut around a couple defenders. Still Burchett on it. Plays it out wide. Snyder skips past one. Snyder with a chance to deliver. A couple of numbers in the box. Snyder's cross skips all the way through and flicked away. Washington a chance to just clear their lines, which is feels like really all they've been able to do so far. As we approach 23 minutes left in the first half. Still plenty of time, but Boy, not the start Coach Mason Quigley was looking for his side. Obviously, a Washington team that hadn't allowed a goal in 2 straight games. Carter trying to deal with that one, but bumped off it by Engstrom, who has been all over the midfield for Burlington. That one played forward. A chance for a rare attack here for Washington early. Cutting inside. That one cleared. Doesn't quite trickle out for a corner. Washington just trying to push for a goal early. Nice run there by Angeline Anderson, the junior, leading this team in scoring with 6. And you can see why. Very skilled on the ball to get around a couple of defenders. Couldn't quite win her side a corner, though. Instead of Burlington throw, which they take long. Burchett able to turn. Looking, glides past one, plays it forward for Pender, but she is in an offside position again. Alyssa Burchett, for Burlington, making her 8th start, just a freshman, but has made a huge impression with 2 goals. Keeping things rolling here, kind of at the stem of Burlington's attack here. Her and Carter sort of working with each other. Looks kind of like 2 forwards, or potentially even a 4-3-3. There's another player out way on that right wing, so Carter maybe occupying that left wing spot. Burchett occupying that central striker role. And another chance to attack for the Greyhounds. Ball rolled forward. That one slashed out to the right of Medley's post. Be a couple of subs here. Luna Cuevas making way. Cuevas has had some productive runs, making her 6th start today. She's leading this team in assists with 5. Is able to make the field really wide, playing that sort of right attacking mid, right wing role in that 4-2-3 in that 4-2-3-1 formation. And that ball actually took a deflection out, so it'll be a corner for Burlington here. Another chance to potentially add to their already large lead. That one's punched out by Medley, still not dealt with. Shot at the top of the box comes in. Still ping-ponging around in the box. That's flicked out wide, though, by Kiara Winsky. So danger averted that time for Washington. 3-0 advantage, less than 20 minutes to play here in this first half. On the Southeast Iowa Video Network, home of Demon Soccer. Washington trying to get some semblance of consolation goals to just sort of work their way back in this game, but that's going to be difficult to do with a 3-0 hole. Still plenty of time, though, for the Demons. Team, like I said, in fine form, but that sometimes can go by the wayside against this Burlington team with how talented they are. I mentioned the talent they lost from last year, but the players they've brought back. Hunter Pender, sort of the star there at that left wing spot. Doesn't have a goal yet, but has still been very active in that attack. 12 goals and 8 assists last year for Burlington. As that one's breaking, a chance to maybe add, but it's clutched by Medley. Decent run forward there for Burlington, but couldn't create quite the shot at that right post. That angle can be difficult to score on when Medley's able to protect her near post, and she did there. Carter can't quite get on this. It's sprayed forward, but it'll be out for a Burlington throw. Engstrom will throw it short, intercepted by Anderson. Trying to chase that one down. Angeline Anderson just trying to provide some energy in that midfield for Washington. Very talented junior. Was this Demon side best returner from a year ago. But it's Ziegler on it now. Nice ball forward if Pender can get on it. Don't see a flag up from the official. Pender playing within that left corner, and indeed the flag does go up. Actually, I don't think it did. It might be a throw-in. It is indeed for Burlington. Or for Washington, excuse me, a throw-in in their defensive third, so no offsides. Demons stuff to get this one out. Via second throw here. Not by Winsky. Ball played forward. That ball skips past Carter trying to get on it, but instead it is Nelson. Hasn't had too much action so far. But able to calm things down for her side here. Couple more subs. Coming in for Washington. Winsky, that one's one out well. Here's Rangel trying to dart down that right-hand side, but Engstrom is there again. She's been the most busy of Burlington's defenders. Washington really trying to push down that right wing. Engstrom has been there to deal with a lot of it, though. Carter turns one defender. Carter brings it forward, tries to play one through. Winsky can't chase that one down. Rangel unable to poke that one around the defender there. It'll be a throw for Washington, though. Rangel to take. Burlington wins it back, though. Pender can't quite get on that one. Trying to poke that one free. And instead, commits a foul. It's Washington a chance to play a free kick forward. Rangel trying to get in behind here. That one curls all the way out for a throw. Washington settled things down here decently since allowing that third goal. But again, has to get some sort of an attack going, and it's Burlington, in fact, back on this one. Pender. Cross swung in, but caught harmless in the end by Medley. But Washington, like I said, settled into this has settled into this game a little bit better with just under 13:30 left to play, as there's a foul on Carter, who is coming back in. Washington has to generate some sort of attack. Burlington with a free kick chance to swing this one into the box. And they do. Washington trying to clear the danger near the top of the box. That one, nice skill there by Anderson, but can't get past the second defender. Instead, it's Winsky. That ball gets by a couple of players. Cleared out wide. Rangel gets by one. Nice move there. Can't quite find the forward, though. It's taken down by Ashley Ramirez. Plays Carter. Trying to keep it going, and she does. Chance to attack here for Washington. Perhaps their first crack at goal, but that one cleared. Ball played back in, and that one had to be saved. First action of the game there for Kimberly Nelson. Cross played back in. Bouncing ball near the top of the box. Cleared out, though. Burlington perhaps a chance to counter. Pender, that one's deflected. She'll win a throw for her side, nearing the 11:30 mark here of the first half. Pender's throw just cleared for another throw. It's really been this side nearest to the broadcast booth that has provided the most action so far. Burlington with a 3-goal advantage. Second leading scoring team in the SEC has flexed their muscles so far. Washington has played a lot better defensively, but has not generated enough of attack and really needs a goal as that shot is skewed harmlessly out to the left side of Medley's goal. She can take. Ball played long. Cuevas comes back in for Washington. Approaching 10 minutes play. Ball bouncing around in the box has to be dealt with here for the Demons, or by the Demons. Winsky gets it back here, takes it around one. Winsky dancing through, plays a nice ball in there, and a chance for another strike at goal, but instead is an offside whistle there. Daphne Brown, the junior, with 1 goal on the season, was on it, but the ref's flag goes up. Washington's free kick collected in the middle there by Kingsley Miller, the senior. Tall presence in midfield. Trying to get back on it here. Washington can deal with the danger. Feels as though their best chance might be from one of these counterattacks. They've got it on here. Ball played out wide. Chance for the Demons to get forward. Nice moves there, bringing it toward the byline. Tripped up, no call by the referee, and Burlington able to get back on it. That ball played forward, and here's Brown. Chance to maybe add a fourth. It's Daphne Brown, but that one collected calmly by Medley. Wasn't a shot in the end that really challenged her. Bouncing punt by Medley. Played out wide here. Nelly Cuevas on that left-hand side, making just her 3rd appearance in the season. Has been active, a little bit more involvement down the left for Washington. Cuevas, I mentioned, a junior, has played the last 2 games, has given this team a real spark against Mount Pleasant and Keokuk. Trying to do the same here against Washington, or against Burlington, excuse me. But it's the Greyhounds getting it back in the box here. Ball in the middle and flicked out. It'll be a second corner for Burlington. Mentioned this team leading the conference in corners has generated some really, really good offense. It'll be Pender over there to take. Not sure if that came through, but you can hear Mason Quigley screaming at Nelly Cuevas to get ready for the corner, which is swung in low. Shot no trouble for Medley in goal, though. Demons goal kick, trying to get an attack. Can they get a goal before the end of this first half? Try and get a little bit back into this game after an absolute barrage in the opening few minutes. Burlington, I believe, had their first two within the first 10 minutes of this match, looking for a fourth here. Brown trying to cross one in, plays it low, but it dealt with in the end by Medley in goal. She'll play that one long. Bounces all the way through to Cuevas, who can bring it down. Cuevas plays it forward. Burlington just electing to kick that one out of bounds. Doesn't want Maya Murphy, who's playing up front, just in front of Carter. And Anderson on it here, trying to find Murphy. Should mention Carter. It looked initially like she was playing that central striker role, but is actually playing that attacking mid role for Washington. Not in the game right now, but that is where you will find her, just trying to create and obviously have sort of some freedom to roam. Has been in some really good form, but hasn't had nearly as much of the ball and nearly as many chances as she's had in the last two games against Mount Pleasant and Keokuk. Sub for Burlington. Winsky will make way here. Hannah Stott back into the game for the Greyhounds, who have a throw in the final third here. They'll throw it into the box. It's not dealt with. Chance to get on it here, and maybe add a fourth. Still ping-ponging in the box. Still a chance for Burlington. That one's blocked, and it had to be there. Great block in the end by Washington. It'll go out for another corner. And a crucial block there. Medley was beaten initially. It was Isabella Ziegler who had a chance to turn and fire that toward goal. Instead, it's a corner for Burlington. Touchdown, still bouncing in the box. Still not all the way dealt with by Washington. Scrum near the 6-yard box. That ball's flown in and in the back of the net. And a long-range strike. And that might have been Pender this time, but it's a fourth for Burlington. And just when Washington was trying to find a little bit of momentum, had some strong play defensively to just weather the storm, it's Burlington that springs with 4 minutes left in this first half and already has a 4-0 advantage, which was their scoreline when they beat Washington at home the last time these two teams met. And it has been all Greyhounds in this first half. As we trickle inside the 4-minute mark, and Washington just looking for consolation prizes at this point. That ball not dealt with by the Demon defense, and Burlington, once again, a shot from the top of the box, making them pay. So Coach Quigley and company will be looking for any sort of answers at halftime. But the form coming in for Washington that they had in the last two games has been absolutely erased by the visitors. Washington just hoping to avoid allowing a fifth before halftime. The halftime whistle goes. Ball played out wide. Be another Burlington throw here after some interplay on that left-hand side. Here's Miller. Just gets it back and will win aside another throw. Pender, that ball flicks off of her. It'll go back to Washington. You can hear Coach Quigley and his staff just trying to cheer this team on to get something going, any sort of final attack before halftime. Ball won back by Hannah Stott. Here's Burchett able to try and switch the play. This one has to be dealt with by Murphy. She plays it up the left channel. Nelly Cuevas gets around one defender. Not able to keep that one in, though. Burlington have it on the attack again here. That ball couldn't find the feet of Burchett. It'll be cleared away toward Luna Cuevas. Cut off by Ziegler. Just over 90 seconds to play here. If Washington could get any sort of consolation in this first half, which has been all Greyhounds. Engstrom for Snyder. Challenged well there by Murphy. It'll be a throw one here. Cuevas takes it quickly. But it was actually Burlington's ball, so Snyder will take over. Luna trying to play the 1-2. Anderson not able to find her, though, and under a minute to go in the first half. Pender unable to save that one. It'll be a Washington throw. Cuevas with just over 30 seconds left. Can Washington find a last-second one in this first half? Otherwise, it'll be a 4-0 advantage for the Greyhounds. Ball played out wide. Unable to find the feet of Nelly Cuevas. That one cut off. Washington needs an early ball into the box here. Unable to get one. The final 10 seconds go here, and it will be the Greyhounds taking a 4-0 advantage here.
Seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Kick it with Fairway all soccer season long with all the spring deals and variety you're looking for. Stay in the game with all the fresh deals and snacks to fuel your championship season. Make Fairway your home field advantage.
Hills Bank is a bank of people
who are willing to go the extra mile.
We find sincere ways to connect with those we serve.
Hills Bank is banking on human connections.
Breaking news.
Are you looking for a sports show with intensity?
And we'll see you in court, Mark Cuban, you broke bum.
Are you looking for a sports show with passion?
Moment of silence for the name Wells Fargo Arena.
And are you looking for a sports show with whatever this is?
And today we are counting down Justin Bieber's top 10 girlfriends. That's right.
Make sure to check out Andy and Hunter every Thursday on Prep Sports Plus, breaking down all the high school sports from across the Southeast Iowa region, talking about all your favorite schools such as Washington, Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, Waco, Winfield Mount Union, Pekin, and so much more. Make sure to check out Prep Sports Plus every Thursday at noon on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
Hey, this is Matthew Roeder, owner of Roeder Epoxy. I'm excited for the opportunity to help you turn your ordinary floors into extraordinary floors. Garages, basements, patios, offices, I'm ready to go to work for you. Roeder Epoxy and online at roederepoxy.com.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kielder my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Here at The Morning Breath, we start every morning with style and grace.
Give me a
Engaging you with thoughtful and critically thinking topics to start your day.
Do you know that Pop-Tarts are like horrible for you?
While always maintaining a professional and family-friendly environment.
John, you're no longer a virgin.
Oh, and all the other stuff.
Flowers. Yes, read the we talk on all over the world. Out of
There's another word for that, Peter. What do we call that? Cold.
It is cold. It's going to get
Weekdays at 7:15, only on the Southeast Iowa Video Network Facebook and YouTube page.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back to Washington Wellness Field. This is the Rotor Epoxy halftime show where it is a rout in favor of the visiting Burlington Greyhounds, who were all over the place in the first half. 3 goals in a 3-minute stretch, the 13th, 14th, and 15th minutes, and then got another in the 36th minute just before halftime to take a 4-goal cushion into the break. It will be a monster comeback required for Coach Mason Quigley and company if they are to pull this thing off against one of the best teams in the Southeast Conference. You're listening or you're taking a look here in the broadcast setup. I'm Jack Knowlton, and it was a good half for Burlington offensively. Washington, in between that 3rd and 4th goal, got some momentum going defensively in particular. Obviously went over 30 minutes without allowing a goal, but just not quite enough. And you know, frankly, looking back, 3 of the 4 goals were just kind of down to scramble mode plays. Washington just unable to clear the danger when Burlington got into the box. A lot of credit to them for some interplay offensively. Hunter Pender, number 11 for Burlington, has done some real great work on that left wing, working with her teammates. Doesn't have a goal to her name yet, but Kiara Winsky, credit to her. It was a Pender cross that got through a couple of Washington defenders, and Winsky was right on it. That was the first goal. The third as well came off a corner. Mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this Burlington team is first in the SEC in winning corners, so they are good at set pieces and they take advantage of them, and they did here in the first 40 minutes. And Washington, on the other hand, not able to get as much of the attack mustered. Had some nice play down both channels a little bit. Nelly Cuevas and Luna Cuevas, frankly, have been 2 of the better players for Washington on those left and right wings. They're playing that 4-2-3-1 formation, so you're able to kind of stretch the defense, but just haven't been able to generate nearly as many good shots. And credit to that second goal for Burlington, too. It was a really nice strike from outside of the box. But getting ready to start the second half here, and we'll see what Washington can muster up. We'll see what adjustments they make. Do they put a little bit more pressure on this Burlington backline offensively, and how will the Greyhounds try and continue this momentum? Because it has been a comfortable first 40 minutes for them on the road here. Just plenty of attack able to develop. Alyssa Burchett, she got the 3rd, the freshman for Burlington. That was her 3rd goal of the season. And Isabella Ziegler got the 4th, that one coming off a corner where she just poached outside of the box, ball bouncing around, flicked out to her, and had a really nice strike to just kind of loft it past Medley in the net for Washington. But both teams coming back out for the second half here. We'll see what momentum Washington can generate for itself. Obviously came into this game winning 2 off the bounce. Didn't allow a goal in either of those games against Keokuk and Mount Pleasant. But allowed 4 in that first half for Burlington, which will be hungry for more as they look to keep their grip on first place in the SEC, undefeated on the season in conference play, and look well in the driver's seat to keep that continuing. They kick things off here in the second half. It's Washington trying to generate some sort of momentum. Any sort of momentum really will do for them. Burlington getting on the attack early, but that ball intercepted. Maya Murphy playing up top there. You've got Jossie Carter, who's been in some fine form, as we touched on at the top of the broadcast. This is, of course, a rematch. Burlington won the first game 4-0 at home and scored just the same amount. And they're on the attack here. It's Winsky, who already has a goal to her name today. Winsky, can she get a shot off? She does. It's crossed toward the back stick, actually. Pender couldn't quite get on that one, and it's dealt with well in the end by Washington. Ball played out wide. Carter trying to check to it. I mentioned playing that central attacking mid-roll. Requires her to do a lot of moving. Being that connector between the 2 midfielders behind her and Maya Murphy up front. Requires a ton of communication between striker and center mid. Murphy, of course, the talented senior forward, has 3 goals to her name this season. But it's Winsky back on the attack here for Burlington. Ball still ping-ponging around the top of the box. Long shot comes in. Medley able to calmly collect that one, though. Going back to that last game for Washington, it was a reschedule against Mount Pleasant. They went down 3-1 in what was a ultimately nullified half of play in the originally scheduled game, which was called off due to a lack of officials, couldn't be played. Only one ref was present for it, which you are required to have at least two. And then Washington, apparently that was enough of a scout that they needed because they won that rematch 2-0, but has not been the same result here so far. Trying to just get something out of this game. Ellie Farmer trying to corral that one. Here's Anderson on the ball now. Really nice move there. And here is a chance for Washington to get in behind, but that one's snuffed out well by Engstrom. Olivia Engstrom, the sophomore defender, has been the most active player in the back line for Burlington here. Has made some really nice plays to her credit. Goalkeeper Kimberly Nelson clears that one long. Sporting a very flashy tie-dye goalkeeper kit. Haven't seen anything like that before. I'm a fan, but hasn't been very busy in the net for Burlington. Washington wins a throw here. Farmer played forward. Trying to switch the play there, the Demons. Luna Cuevas on that right wing. She was busy in that first half trying to get on it here. One out by Burlington, though. Can they counter? Looking for a fifth. Ball played through, dealt with well by Washington. Jaime Rangel out wide. Washington trying to put a little pressure on here, and Murphy does. Can she carry the ball past one defender? Tries to switch it. It's intercepted, though. Farmer trying to get a hold of this one. It's Winsky, though. Back there just sort of shepherded out of bounds by Anna Mata. Captains the back line back there along with Isabel Murphy. Winsky. Wide for Ziegler. She skips around one defender. Can Ziegler get across? And she plays a low to Winsky. Winsky passed one. It's in the box and cleared away by Peggy Miller. Ball still around the box, though. Winsky again. She tees one up. That one's blocked. Danger still not all the way averted for Washington here. Cuevas back defending. She'll play that one off her defender and win a throw, but another dangerous opportunity here in the opening 5 minutes of the second half for Burlington. Washington wins a throw here. Burlington cuts it off. Wins a throw right back. Ball cut off here. Another Burlington throw. We'll do it again. Plenty of action down the left channel for the Greyhounds. Good sighted goal. It's a long throw in. One out well. Here is Brooklyn Sparrow. Finds a teammate. Nice ball out wide. Can a cross come in? That one's blocked. Early there and cleared long. Carter trying to put some pressure along with Murphy on this Burlington back line. Carter cuts that one off. Washington able to collect. And Anderson here with some space. Sends it out wide. Nelly Cuevas tries to play an early ball here. It flicks off a defender. It'll be a Washington corner there first of the game. Washington team itself has earned their 29th corner of the season here. That one played toward the near post. Flicks off a defender and ruled another corner. So we'll do it again. An out-swinging corner here. Can this one challenge the Burlington defenders a little better? It's flicked toward the near post over everybody. Washington unable to collect it and recycle. Instead, a Burlington goal kick. Here's Ziegler. Back for Lily Newell, who turns. Good 1-2 is Ziegler. She can look up and find a teammate. Pender. Pass blocked out and cleared away by Washington. Carter gets on it here. Can Carter skip past the defender? Not quite, but it gets out for Rangel. Rangel tries to go around her mark. But again, Burlington able to just deal with that one. That one cut off by Anderson. Just cleared upfield for Burlington. Some productive attacks for Washington, but just haven't been able to generate a good enough sight at goal just yet. Down 4-0 here, and that's a good ball forward. Winsky can get on this. She has potentially a one-on-one. The shot comes in, but it is not the hit she was looking for, and Medley will collect that one comfortably. Of course, Winsky already with a goal today. Brings her to 7 on the year. Talented midfielder, just a forward and midfielder for this Burlington team, just a sophomore. Here's Miller to throw. Ziegler for Miller. Winsky wearing that captain's armband, cuts it back, tries to cross. It's a good one, lofted toward the 6-yard box. It's brought down, but cleared away in the end by Peggy Miller. The senior defender has started 9 games this season, relied on member of that back line for Washington. Burlington looking for the long throw. That can be really dangerous. Trickles toward the top of the box. Snyder, that one hit toward the back post. Medley has to come deal with this, but the offside flag comes in again on Pender, who was lurking behind that back line in an offside position for Burlington. Seen Burlington use that long throw in a couple of times so far in the second half. That can be a very dangerous play, can essentially give you another corner kick, and we've seen Washington struggle a bit to deal with those kind of bouncing balls inside the box, and could be a way for Burlington to add to its tally, but has not so far. And Carter's back on it here for Washington. Carter dribbling toward that right wing. Can she beat one defender? Not quite. Good tackle there by Burlington. Danger not all the way cleared, though, and Carter gets back on it. Tries to cross, instead flicks it back, but no teammate there. Washington trying to keep it in that final third. Played forward, but Carter was in an offside position. Another chance. We've seen Carter be very active in and around that Burlington midfield to try and put some pressure on that part of the field, put some pressure on the back line too, has gotten latched onto a couple of poorly dealt with deflections by Burlington and has run in behind, just looking for that final pass that can lead for potentially a shot for herself, potentially Murphy. Others up there as well. Washington throw here. Murphy trickles to Carter. That one cleared, though. Played long for a Burlington throw. Or for a Washington throw, excuse me. Ball played long. It was dealt with comfortably there by Kingsley Miller, trying to get it out of the final third for Burlington. Laid out wide. Can they attack down this left channel? Ball forward. This has to be dealt with. It hasn't quite yet. But in the end, one out by Mata. Still with it here. Looking for a pass. She tries to find Anderson. Cut off by Miller. Here's Newell. Out wide. One out there by Ellie Farmer. Snyder plays it forward. Deflection. Here's Farmer. That one's cut off by Alyssa Burchett. She skips around Farmer. Tries to play it forward. Cut off by Farmer and Mata. Out in the end, and a couple subs will come in for Burlington. It'll be Daphne Brown coming in, replacing Pender, who will take some rest. Brown had a couple of chances in the first half, the junior. Miller's throw cut off by Mata. Made some nice plays defensively for Washington in the second half, but Demons have to find some goals and have to find them quickly as we tick toward 26 minutes left. Here's Carter. Tries to dribble it forward. Carter nearly springs onto a miscommunication. Can still get on this here. And she does. Ball sprayed toward that near post. Still bouncing around and deflected off. It'll be a Washington throw. What can they do with this here? Chelsea Carter, 3 goals in the last 2 games. In very, very good form. Can she make something happen in the final third here? Instead, it'll be an offside whistle. Free kick for Burlington. They'll take it long, ball bouncing in the midfield. Anderson tries to collect. Instead, it's played forward. Brown trying to run onto it for Burlington. She does. Collects this one back, though, and there are numbers back here for Burlington. Miller. Nice takeaway there for Anderson. She can play a through ball in. Does. No one able to run onto it, though. It'll be collected by Kimberly Nelson, the freshman in the net for Burlington. As I said earlier, just her 4th start. Burlington does use a couple of goalkeepers, but giving the less experienced Nelson the chance here. Snyder, that one played toward the left flank. Burchett unable to run onto it. Here's Rangel. On back for Burlington here. Nice running through the midfield for Lily Newell. Skips past one, gets it out wide. Ball played forward. Chance for Ziegler to run onto this. Ziegler takes a look up, tries to play it back to Burchett. Burchett gets onto it. That one cut off. Carter can't quite get there. Both teams just sort of been feeling each other out throughout this second half so far. Murphy trickles back to get that one, though. Carter trying to run onto it. Haven't been too many major chances for either side so far. Obviously, Washington has made some adjustments, has dealt with that Burlington attack a lot better. Losing it out here, though, and a chance to run forward here are the Greyhounds. It's Burchett. Chance for Burchett, who's already on a goal. Chips it toward the back post, and it's scrambled in by Brown. And that will be a 5th for the Greyhounds, who just tack on to an already insurmountable lead at this point with just under 23 minutes left. And it's Daphne Brown, the junior, her 2nd goal of the year. That play was made again by some good interplay down that right channel. It was Alyssa Burchett who was able to run onto it, just loft it past Medley, and Brown able to tap it home. Bit of a poacher's goal, that one, but they all count just the same. It's a 5-0 advantage for Burlington here. So Washington, just as I was saying, had been dealing with the Greyhounds' pressure a little bit better, surrender a bit of a counterattack. Now Burlington, they want more. Brown, can she run onto this one? Instead, cut off well there by Murphy. Burlington able to win it back, though. Brown plays it forward. Mata's got to deal with this. She doesn't quite, and clears it at the second try. Carter can't quite turn her defender. Miller tries to play Brown forward. One out by Murphy. Trying to spray it toward Maya Murphy. Can she run onto this? Burlington throws a sub, comes in here. Maya Broody, checking out of this one. Burlington have it again in the midfield here. Nice move there by Newell. Plays it forward. They can run onto this one. It's Ziegler out wide there. Some reserve forwards in. You've got Ada Beekman in her 8th appearance, kind of at that central striker position for Burlington. Haven't called her name yet today. Ziegler's throw. In for Kingsley Miller. Miller has it again here. One out by Anderson, just trying to play it forward quickly. Washington just looking for any chance of a goal. Carter trying to get on this one. She plays it out wide. Looking for, I believe it's Cuevas out there on that right wing, but it's a throw for Burlington. Greyhounds trying to play it forward here. Trying to cut it off inside 20 minutes, and Burlington has just been cruising pretty much since that first goal. They scored 3 in a 3-minute stretch in the first half, got a 4th with just over 4 minutes to play, and have tacked on 1 in the second so far to just sit comfortable. That Washington attack just really unable to get going, as they have been the 2 games previous to this one. Anderson. Washington still time to make something happen, get at least potentially a consolation goal. Carter can't get to the end of that one. One back for the Demons. Rangel can't run onto that one on the left wing. Anderson able to get a hold of this one, though. She lofts it toward the left post, but in the end, probably looking, given Anderson's ability to find teammates, that was probably an intended pass for Murphy up top, but just a bit too much on it and curls out harmlessly for a goal kick. Sub in the back line here for Burlington. Goal kick isn't the best one. Rangel able to win that one. Ball played forward. Murphy up top. Rangel trying to get to it. And a whistle and a foul, and he'll instead travel out for a Burlington goal kick. Or free kick, excuse me. Alexis on in the game for Washington, playing that left back spot. They try and go forward here. Ball goes out. It will be a corner. Washington had a couple early in the second half, but weren't able to take advantage. Can this outswinger be a chance to put one goal on the board here? With just over 17 minutes left to play. Corner taken, it's low. Bouncing in the box, dealt with initially by Burlington. Anderson trying to skip past the defender. Miller able to win it back. Ball will travel out and just be hoofed clear by Burlington. Washington able to win it back, just trying to play it long, trying to get a chance here. Falls to Carter. Carter trying to get her feet under it, tries to find Murphy, can't quite though, and again cleared by Snyder. Nice ball out wide though for Washington. Cleared again by the Greyhounds. And again, it's Murphy and Carter haven't been able to link up as much as they would have wanted to coming into this game up top. You can see the potential when Carter gets that ball, and Murphy knows where to be. But Burlington able to just get to some of the balls first and able to cut it off before either have been a real threat here today. Murphy, as I mentioned, 3 goals on the season, an assist for her. And Carter coming in has just been in spectacular form. That cross comes in. It's toward the back post. A chance again here for Burlington. Off the post and in. And it is a 6th for the Greyhounds. It's the substitute, Lily Newell, the midfielder, who has started all 10 games, gets her 3rd of the season. And once again, all Burlington here. She was just wide open on that right-hand side of the box and able to just punch it in off the left post. And the Greyhounds are rolling here with 15 and change left to play. Lily Newell, like I said, 3 assists to her name this season. One of the many productive members of this Greyhounds team. They had 30 goals coming into this match, have obviously upped that tally by 6 thus far. Had to replace plenty of talent from a year ago, including a 2A All-Iowa performer, and have not had any trouble doing just that this season, cruising. No team has been able to beat them in Southeast Conference play, so while it's a big advantage or a big deficit for Washington, it's certainly not coming to a team that is doing this with any sort of surprising form. Burlington came into this game off a 9-1 defeat, or 9-1 win, over Fairfield, so teams struggling to stop the Greyhounds all season. Ellie Farmer back into the game for Washington. Ball played forward toward Medley. Has to deal with this. Burlington can't quite. Newell gets on it. Back for Ziegler. She turns, finds Newell again. Will hit one. And nothing doing that time. Not the cleanest hit ball that time for Newell. Looking for a second. Hannah Stott back in for the Greyhounds. Anderson collects in the midfield. Nice ball forward, but just couldn't find the feet of a teammate. Rangel trying to collect it out wide, but just unable. Wins her side to throw, though. Throw comes looking for Murphy. Wind picking up here at Washington Wellness Field. A 6-0 advantage for Burlington with 13 to play. Some more subs for the Greyhounds. Aaliyah Snyder making way. Summer Harrington, the senior defender, will also sub out, playing her 5th game. Anderson switches that one. It's a good ball in and a chance potentially for Washington. Cuevas was there, able to latch onto that one, but in the end, I believe the flag went up, and it did for, oh no, excuse me, it is indeed a goal kick. Thought the flag might have gone up for offside, but one of the better looks at goal for Washington, which hasn't had too many, at least compared to the visitors. That's a poor goal kick, though. Murphy able to collect it. Can Washington spring something off of this? It's Anderson. Finds Carter. Ball doesn't come off her foot too clean. She still got it here, though. But in the end, dealt with again by Burlington. Going to swirl out for a throw, though, and another chance for Washington here. Throw comes in, able to be cleared by the Greyhounds. Who've just looked relatively comfortable. Again, just not too many good chances for Washington. And now Burlington can come forward again. It's a good through ball. Washington has to get on the end of this first, and they do. Trying to clear it upfield. Only gets as far as Ziegler. Still numbers here for the Greyhounds. It's the substitute Stott. Can she create something? Still challenging for it alongside Ellie Farmer. It'll curl out of play, and a corner for Burlington here, up 6-0. As another goal scorer, Daphne Brown, subbing back in. She'll swap for Ada Beekman. In-swinging corner comes in, but a poorly taken one there. Medley able to collect that one comfortably. Maya Murphy unable to get a goal in. This one is just subbed out, potentially for the final 10 minutes of this one, just to maybe give her some rest. Not working too hard in a game that is in hand for Burlington here. Anderson flicks that one forward. Rangel trying to run on to this one. Able to collect it. Tries to find Carter. Anderson gets back on it. Nice move there. Beats one defender. Sprays it out wide. But Washington just unable to be first to it. Burlington goal with 9 minutes left here in the second half. Still all Greyhounds. Another poorly taken goal kick, though, but Rangel commits a foul. Free kick taken for Brown, challenged by Farmer. Brown able to skip around her defender. But the ref's going to blow up here for a foul. Brown knocked her down on the way through there. Ref calming down the supporters here. Anderson sends the free kick forward. It's a decent ball in. Rangel trying to run onto this. But it'll be collected comfortably by Kimberly Nelson in goal. 14 saves in the season for her. I don't believe she's had to tack on a 15th. I don't think any of the efforts so far for Washington have counted as a save for her, but Washington still trying to push for a late consolation prize here. Throw taken. One back by Anderson, who, credit to her, is, I don't believe, subbed out of this game and has just been all over the place in the midfield. Made some nice plays as Washington gets it out wide here. Chance to cross, and it's at the near post. And I believe hit the post. Nelson didn't have to make an effort to save that one. It will be a goal kick, but it really dangerous cross. Nelson looked relatively calm. I suppose she had a better angle of it than any of us, but that one swung in by Cuevas on that right-hand side. But again, Washington still held off the board here. Just going back to Anderson, as I mentioned, making her 8th start of the year. Leads this team in goal scoring as she tries to get on the ball here. Has just been an energizer in that midfield. Makes some really nice passes as well. Definitely has the vision, sees the potential, dangerous through balls, and whether a couple of them have just had too much or too little, as here comes Brown charging forward for Burlington. Sometimes the passes just haven't had enough weight or just too much weight to find a teammate here today. But she has been everywhere, and her and Carter, for sure, Washington's two best performers here in what has been a lopsided game, but still something to build on potentially. As here's Rangel. That one just cleared up the field by Burlington. Farmer finds Nelly Cuevas, who's up top here and skips around a defender. Can Cuevas get in here? Still on it. Nice play by Nelly Cuevas in her 3rd game of the season. Some cheers there for Washington. Some positive counter play there to get forward. They'll win a free kick. Chance to potentially play a long ball into the box as we approach 5 minutes here. Washington just looking for a consolation goal in what's been a rout by Burlington. In-swinging free kick is a good one toward the back post. It had to be cleared away by Nelson. Second bite at the apple, potentially. Burlington does a good job of keeping it in here. And a chance to break forward potentially for them. Still with it here. They do play it forward, but it's just hoofed back up the field by Washington. Cuevas trying to get in behind, but it'll trickle all the way instead to Nelson. Any danger of a counter for either side averted there. The ball mishit by Murphy. It'll trickle all the way out for a throw. Couple more subs in for the visitors. Snyder coming in, Kingsley Miller making way. Ziegler will also check out of the game. Hannah Stott back in. Ball played forward. Brown cuts it back. Daphne Brown's had a nice game. Chance to get on it here, but she is offsides. Flag goes up. One back out and a foul one there for Washington. Alexis On wins that one for her side, the junior defender. One of 3 players who made their debuts 2 games ago. Against Keokuk, played against Mount Pleasant as well. Mason Quigley spoke with him a couple of weeks back, was really excited to get some more depth back for his team, has dealt with some players that have missed time, and obviously Washington's been the beneficiary of having that depth back given their form heading into this game. Obviously it hasn't showed here today, but that's a plus sign for his team as they look to keep challenging in SEC play. As that ball's played forward and dealt with again by those Burlington defenders. Carter back out wide. Ball crossed in, but harmlessly out of play for a goal kick. Approaching the final 2 minutes here, and as I was saying, just a chance to, a learning moment. Obviously, this was a Burlington team that defeated Washington at home a couple of weeks back. Very hard team for anyone in Southeast Conference play to catch. They are setting the tone at the top of the table, but Washington over the past week of games still has plenty to build on. Trying to chase potentially second place, currently in third. Obviously, this result won't help them, but still momentum to take forward. Have games against Fort Madison, a reschedule coming up. Another talented team in this competitive SEC. Burlington deals with that well. Clattered into, nice job by Anderson. Anderson, can she break one last attack for Washington here? Cleared in the end though, but again, Anderson, just all the stamina in the world has gone the entire way today for Washington. Under a minute to play here. Rangel wins a throw. Picked up by Burlington. Carter trying to get on the end of this one. She's gone the whole way too. Carter can't quite skip past a defender. Still challenging for it here. Still Carter challenges for it. That one cleared out, though. Under 30 seconds. Farmer wins that one back. But Brown makes a nice move, gets around Farmer. Can spray it forward here. Chance for maybe a last-second goal here for Burlington. The shot comes in, but the offside flag is raised. And that will be the last action of this one, as time will run out even before Washington can take this free kick. As the final whistle sounds, and it was all Burlington in this one. They win 6-0. We'll come back in just a moment with the post-game show here from Washington Wellness Field, but the final, Washington goes down. The 2-game winning streak is snapped at the hands of the number 1 team in the SEC. Burlington wins 6-0. Back in just a moment.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Kick it with Fairway all soccer season long with all the spring deals and variety you're looking for. Stay in the game with all the fresh deals and snacks to fuel your championship season. Make Fairway your home field advantage.
Hills Bank is a bank of people
who are willing to go the extra mile.
We find sincere ways to connect with those we serve.
Hills Bank is banking on human connections.
Breaking news.
Are you looking for a sports show with intensity?
And we'll see you in court, Mark Cuban, you broke bum.
Are you looking for a sports show with passion?
Moment of silence for the name Wells Fargo Arena.
And are you looking for a sports show with whatever this is?
And today we are counting down Justin Bieber's top 10 girlfriends. That's right.
Make sure to check out Andy and Hunter every Thursday on Prep Sports Plus, breaking down all the high school sports from across the Southeast Iowa region, talking about all your favorite schools such as Washington, Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, Waco, Winfield Mount Union, Pekin, and so much more. Make sure to check out Prep Sports Plus every Thursday at noon on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
Hey, this is Matthew Roeder, owner of Roeder Epoxy. I'm excited for the opportunity to help you turn your ordinary floors into extraordinary floors. Garages, basements, patios, offices, I'm ready to go to work for you. Roeder Epoxy and online at roederepoxy.com.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Here at The Morning Breath, we start every morning with style and grace. Engaging you with thoughtful and critically thinking topics to start your day.
Do you know that Pop-Tarts are like horrible for you?
While always maintaining a professional and family-friendly environment.
John, you're no longer a virgin.
Oh, and all the other stuff.
Flowers. Yes, green the bottom. We talk on all over the world.
There's another word for that, Peter. What do we call that?
Cold.
It is cold. It's going to get
Weekdays at 7:15, only on the Southeast Iowa Video Network Facebook and YouTube page.
Welcome back to Washington Wellness Field, where the final score between Burlington and Washington favors the visitors 6-0. Burlington cruises to victory. Welcome into the Mitch King Farm Bureau Financial Services post-game show. And like I said, it was all Greyhounds from the jump on this one. They scored 3 goals in 3 minutes in the first half and really never looked back from there. Jack Knowlton joining you from the broadcast setup. And yeah, it was just all Burlington really from the jump. Like I mentioned, Washington had a nice spell there defensively, but they were already 3-0 down and just couldn't quite get back into the game. Angeline Anderson, Jossie Carter, who had come into this game scoring 3 goals, in the last 2 for Washington, just couldn't get going. That final pass really wasn't there, and it just was not enough of the attack. Credit to Burlington. They had some really nice plays, particularly for those final 2 goals that they scored in the second half after their 4 in the first. But a couple just not dealt with well enough. A couple balls into the box. They scored off a corner. A couple balls in the box that just weren't dealt with well enough by the Washington defense. And in the end, Burlington able to just take full advantage. Substitute Daphne Brown scored one in the second half. Isabella Ziegler deserves a shout out as well. Got her first of the season. Has a couple of assists to her name as well. Scored a nice one off a corner in the 36th minute. And Alyssa Burchett, the talented freshman, was very impressive up top as well. Hunter Pender, the leading scorer for Burlington, a quieter game for her, but still managed to make some intricacies happen up front. But overall, some learning moments after a 2-game streak snapped for Washington. They'll go into the break and try and prepare for another game later on this week. But it was all Burlington all day long here, and the visitors able to cruise a 10-0 aggregate score between these two teams. Of course, Burlington took the home leg back a couple of weeks ago, but Washington a chance to regroup here for Coach Mason Quigley and co. But Burlington continues to roll after a 9-1 win over Fairfield in their last game. Put up 6 on the road and cruise to a win We'll close the Mitch King Farm Bureau Financial Services post-game show on that note. Washington will look for a bounce back in their next game, but lose here. Jack Knowlton will. I'll be signing off here. This has been Washington Demons Soccer, presented by Washington Hospital and Clinics. We'll close here. The final again, 6-0 in favor of Burlington. We'll see you next time.